I think it's this. The yellows are, how do you call this? Are back in power. At least marginally, they have two senators in the in these elections, but Senator Lisa Ontiveros is there also. And recently, she said she will make herself available. She's open to the possibility of being the standard bearer in 2028. But she also says they have plans. They're going to organize themselves into a force for the opposition. What does this mean? It means in 2028, ang kalaban ni Inday is the yellows. And they're going to start campaigning now. Ulitin ko ha, they're going to start campaigning now. Now, there's a rumor that says that President Bongbong Marcos actually directly or indirectly assisted, helped the campaigns of BBM and Kiko. There's even backroom talk of foreigners, particularly the US, assisting in the Dilaws in the last elections. So today, we're all full. Social media is all abuzz with what the president is doing, asking for courtesy resignations. For me, this is interesting, diba? But we've been talking about this yesterday. At any rate, it's very interesting that he's asking for courtesy resignations. Normally, if a cabinet secretary or any of the people under you, they're not doing their jobs, you call them in, you talk about it, and then you figure out, kaya pa ba itong taong to? Or maybe that person should go. At least that's how leaders usually do it. But here, the courtesy resignations aren't even, oh yeah, no, wait, you're right. Eyeglasses, hold on. Hi, sorry about that. So normally, when the president or a president is, yan, better, when the president is not getting what he needs out of his cabinet or any of the people under him, yes, of course, it is always a, how do you call this? It is always his option to hire or fire in accordance with what he needs. Nagre-reflect talaga siya. It looks awful, no? Let's see what we can do. Ayan. Maybe that's better. Ayan. So, but here the president is, what is he really doing? Is he worried that nobody has been doing any of their jobs or things are not going, Wala pong TikTok ngayon kasi masyadong mahina yung signal dito sa room ko. Water. Oh, nga naman. Okay. Okay. So, what is he doing, really? He's diverting our attention. Yeah. Look, if any of the cabinet secretaries weren't doing their jobs, bakit ngayon lang, after 3 years, siya maghihingi ng mga courtesy resignations? Besides, the courtesy resignations even are not necessary. As the president, he doesn't have to give them notice. He doesn't need to require them to get to give resignations. You only ask for that when these people have tenure. These people do not have tenure. Di ba? Pwede naman siya mag-fire anytime. Don't like your face. Goodbye. Di ba? Well, you didn't give me 100 million projects in the last 2 years, so you have to go. Pwede yung mga ganon. But no, he asks for courtesy resignations. Why? Drama. That's all it is. He's being overly dramatic na. I have a timetable. There's some urgency to this. Everybody, I want your courtesy resignation. Meron pang padrama na, yes, si Larry Gadon daw is covered. Kailangan makag-courtesy resignation din siya. Nick. Sabi ni Ma'am Virginia, I think he should be the one to resign. I wish we could do it, di ba? Sana, this type, sorry for the interruption. Yan, sabi ni Ma'am Lynn, I'm thinking drama or scripted yung resignation yan. That's true. It's not necessary. So, go out and tell everybody, ang drama mo naman, humingi ka pa ng courtesy resignations. Samantalang, cabinet secretaries and the like, if they are not covered by a particular term, they serve at the pleasure of the president. And therefore, the resignation is not even necessary. So ano yun? You're trying to save face pa. Everybody knows anyway when you fire somebody. So, all you have to do is, di ba, patawag mo yun sila, look, thank you for your service, but I think that I need to appoint somebody better. I need to appoint somebody else. We're no longer in sync. Ba, may drama pa. So now, yung mga jury, yung mga media, lahat sila nagpo-post ng, or resign. No, they didn't. They gave a courtesy. No, they didn't resign. They gave a courtesy resignation. And they got it resigned. They're still in the cabinet. Nobody is gone. Sabi ni John, he needs to replace himself. Di ba? So, and like we keep saying, every time there's a crisis, what does he do? PR gimmick. And again, ito, kitang-kita, PR gimmick. As far as PR gimmicks go, at least this one is cheap. Eh, ang problema, ano yun, Mr. President, you're not even sincere. Not that we expect any more sincerity from you. It's just that this is, di ba? Sinabi na niya eh, the people are tired of this. They want results. Yes, Mr. President, stop pussyfooting. Stop giving us PR gimmicks. Just freaking go to work. After all, from the start, that's all we ever asked. All we ever asked of the cabinet secretaries was for them to do their jobs. Eh, for example, what has the Department of Tourism been able to show for 3 years? How many more tourists did we get? Are we exceeding the quotas? No? Are we exceeding the number of tourists there were? Well, here's what we can say. The Department of Tourism missed a major opportunity. When COVID was lifted, all they had to do was whip all our places into shape and tell the tourists, come on in. After all, the world was going on tour. The world was going places. They were going on trips. After being in a lockdown, tourists were swarming everywhere except the Philippines. And why? Because President Bongbong Marcos appointed a DOT secretary who does not know about tourism. And as a matter of fact, in the early days of her being secretary, I understand that she also, like the president, went on a lot of trips. So, di ba? Dapat 2022, even 2023, even 2024, walang increase in the number of tourists, puro bola yung mga press release nila. And there was the opportunity. The president could have asked DOT Secretary Frasco, what have you achieved? Instead, during his podcast, anong sinabi niya? Inuna daw muna yung pag-ayos, tapos ngayon daw dadami na. Parang ganun eh. What? He doesn't even know what big project did she do? What pag-aayos did she do? Wala, palpak yung kanyang video. Nagmadali sila about Love the Philippines. It's not even a very good idea. And even now, they cannot defend it and say that this slogan makes it easier for tourists to find us. Hindi din. So, and look at Japan, diba? Japan was able to whip their country into shape for more tourists, and now people aren't just going to the usual places, they're going to other off-the-track places. They're going to, to little-known resort towns. And Japan has a tourist season all year round. Ay, nako. We don't know who the next ombudsman is going to be. Right now, it's all just gossip and I'm not finding anybody with real insider information. So, para sa akin, no point in discussing it until we know. Hold on, andyan na yung remote ko. Okay, so yeah, right now I don't know. I hear the rumors, but I don't know. I don't have an insider that's telling me who the next ombudsman is going to be. Well, it's also an interesting concern. Sabi ni Mado, will the resignation of the cabinet members not stall the functions of the executive branch? Good point on this one. Diba? Bakit ginugulo lang niya and then wala naman siyang maipakita? I mean, seriously, what good is that going to do? Everybody submit a courtesy resignation. Well, is he just simply making the cabinet secretaries insecure? Oh, if I don't get an achievement, he'll just accept my resignation. Dudes, you can be fired at any time because that is the nature of your job. You serve at the pleasure of the president with or without a courtesy resignation. You're going to lose it anyway. Well, depending on the whim of the president. Sabi ni Arichi, very sorry to ask you, is Mr. Bongbong Marcos in his proper mental abilities to think well? His erratic decisions, the latest is the forced mass resignation of his cabinet. Courtesy resignation, there's a difference. The cabinet members are not gone, they're just there, they're still there. He asked for their courtesy resignations. He did not fire everybody, which I think he could have done anyway. Revealed that he has no focus in the last 3 years. His prevarications continue to pile one after another. In this non-leadership situation, how can the Philippines really be stable and strong enough to go through the remaining 3 years of incompetence? I think your questions are all rhetorical. I mean, it's more expository really than asking anything. You're right, I find that the decisions are rather erratic, but reflect not really mental instability, but incompetence. There's a difference. Unless we say it's mental incompetence, that's another thing. For me, he's simply very bad at his job. And that's it. If he was good at his job, he would have like a certain president we know who is now in The Hague, he could have hit the ground running. He could have said, okay, cabinet meeting. In the first 3 months, this is what I want to achieve. Oh, no, no, no. We didn't do that. What did we do in the first 3 months? He went on tour. I know, I was there. And then what did he do after the 3 month touring spree? He went on tour again. Okay? He actually even attended F1 in the first 3 months of his presidency. Okay? Now, the cabinet meetings were all full of plans for the first 4 or 5 months, and the plans weren't very good. Okay? Why? Because there were so many cabinet secretaries there who should not have been there in the first place. My case in point is the tourism secretary who does not have a background in marketing or even in the tourism product, which is culture, the arts, natural sites, the environment, and so on. Anything related, no. Although, to be fair, she's a lawyer and was once what, mayor of Liloan, something like that. So, what? Sabi ni Bichi Yaya, he's all talk, no action. That's true. Bakit kaya ngayon lang nag-initiate si PBBM, sabi ni Human Resources Department. Hindi lang nagustuhan ng resulta ng eleksyon, nagpa-cabinet revamp courtesy resignation. Tama nga po si VP Inday, weak president. Actually, what he's doing is he's looking for a political solution to what is actually a practical problem. His practical problem, his cabinet secretaries aren't performing. They're not achieving anything. He could have just said, okay, cabinet meeting, what have you done in the past 3 years? And why don't we know anything about it? Now, if they haven't done anything of significance, Chugi, goodbye. I need somebody who can give me a project results within the next 3 months. He's not going to be able to do that because neither he nor the people who surround him, the incompetence he keeps putting into position, will not be able to do that. And certainly not under the kind of pressure they already are at the moment. Because let's face it, they're all already under pressure. It's a dismal showing in the elections. People are dissatisfied and criticism is growing louder. This is where we come in. Pat yourselves on the back. Because the reason that the president is actually trying to do something was because we moved. We criticized, we called him out, we were angry, we were noisy. And when they tried to silence us, more people came up, stepped up, and started writing and speaking out and telling the president, dude, you're not doing anything. So these changes are brought about by all of us. Because, diba, kung di tayo umalma, why do you think he just ignored us? Now, pat on the back to the president for the major catastrophes he brought on himself. He was unable to stop the impeachment. And from what I understand, with regard to the kidnapping, supposedly he didn't know anything about it. And he was forced to defend it. Wow. If I were the president, or I think if anybody were the president, and your underlings decide to do something like this, heads should not only roll, you should just bury their names in salt and make sure they will never, ever, ever again have a career in government. Because seriously, who does that? Okay. I'm getting some stories, but I would like to emphasize, dear NBI, these are stories. I'm just making them kwento. I'm not attesting to the truth or falsity. So you cannot claim that there's going to be any fake news, whatever fake news is. So now, from what I hear, there's stories emerging about the kidnapping. So what happened is, this was decided upon supposedly by a non-government official who happens to reside in Malacanang. Okay? He/she signed on the DOJ, the DILG, the PNP. The presence of the DILG secretary is of interest because that non-government official, favorite niya yan. So, okay, so they do this thing. Now, they weren't able to leave right away, diba? PRD was not shipped out immediately within hours being arrested. No, that didn't happen. He was there for 12 hours in Villamor, and by this time, everybody knew. Certain top officials did not want to go through with it. Sabi, no more na. Just bring him to court or something. Don't deport him. Don't do that. And then a certain, how do you call this, official called up the police officer in charge and said, go, do it. Get rid of him. Get out now. And that's what happened. So the president actually was one of the last to know. Now, if this is true, then it indicates just exactly how weak-willed he is. If this is not true, then it's worse. Because then the president had everything to do with it. Sabi ni Daryl feeling ko talaga yung kapalpakan din ni Frasco sa tourism video scandal ang naglagay kay Gwen Garcia sa alanganin na posisyon sa pagka-governor ng Cebu. Since hindi tinanggal si Frasco, nagkaroon ng utang na loob ang family ni Gwen kay BBM. Masaklap nag-backfire big time kay Gwen ang pagkampi niya kay BBM na wala sa kanya ang Cebu. That's interesting. It's too cold. Yan. Okay. So now, but that doesn't fix problems for BBM. Hi, Adrian is here. Mag-hi naman po kayo kay Adrian. Adrian is one part of Luminous. Luminous is composed of myself. I founded the page. I was joined later on by Attorney Ahmed Paglinawan, later on by JP Varela, and then later on by Adrian Pascual. Hi, Adrian. Puchiko says, BBM gusto ng reconciliation sa Duterte, tapos sabi naman ni Auntie Claire, di daw sa Duterte ang reconciliation. Ano ba talaga ang gulo? I think then that her name would be appropriate the way you guys pronounce it. Sabi ni Ma'am Maria Luisa, baka naman maraming nagre-resign kaya inunahan ng mass resignation kunwari. Ay, naku, ma'am. Believe me, nobody really resigns from the BBM cabinet. They're not doing anything. Why would they mass resign? I suppose there are certain people who still want a political career post BBM, but I think no. In general, most of them just really want to stay on because wow, what a cushy job. You don't do anything, everybody bows to you, you have access to millions and millions of public funds, and all you have to do is show up at work. Not even do anything. Sabi ni Tesby, with this courtesy resignation, the pink clowns might take their place. Right now, I don't think the pink clowns are a major threat to us. And as a matter of fact, many of the pink clowns I know want to enter into a tactical alliance with the Duterte, pro-Dutertes because they don't like Marcos. Guess who loves Marcos? The reds and the yellows. Right? So, let's see. Oh, remember, we keep exhorting people. In 2028 is going to be another election where we must give a good showing because at stake is the position of the next president of the country. We need to make sure we can lock down the votes for Inday Sara soon. And how do we do that? Elections is about campaigning, and campaigning is about getting people to join you. This all or nothing approach is so dilaw. The dilaws, they want you to vote for them, pero insultuhin ka at the same time. Let's not be like them. Okay, guys, there is a difference. These cabinet secretaries, nobody has resigned. It's a courtesy resignation. The difference between a courtesy resignation and a resignation is when you submit your resignation, it is immediate. The president must act on it. A courtesy resignation, the president can wait. In other words, it is a continuing offer to resign. Whereas a resignation, okay, I am resigning my office effective immediately or effective within X number of days, etc. There is more or less a certain time. Okay, now there is no mass resignation. Be precise naman. Now, there's no mass resignation. There is a mass offer to resign. Sheila Marie says, usually cabinet secretaries are lightning rods. Pagpalpak, siya sisisihin ng presidente, alis siya agad-agad. But what is the president's message today? He could have fired who he thinks are the incompetent ones. Isa or dalawa, kahit tatlo, but lahat pinaalis? Or lahat palpak, so incompetent? No, kasi that's not how it is. He asked everybody to offer to resign. Everybody is just making the offer to resign. Now, bakit kumbaga strike anywhere? Kumbaga mass you get from everybody. There are two advantages to that. Number one, maybe he has some people in mind, but he wants them to save face, so he can say, okay, everybody give me a mass courtesy resignation, and then he accepts only the ones of those he already intends to fire. That's one. The other is because he wants people on their toes. He wants them always thinking na, meron akong courtesy resignation, mamaya tanggapin na lang yan bigla. But no, he did not ask everybody to resign. And the cabinet secretaries are not resigning. They are making a continuing offer to resign. That's what a courtesy resignation is. No, I'm not in Cebu. Nasa Cebu ka pa. Nice try. Yes, that. No, I'm in Davao. Is it permissible for Inday to present evidence such as videos or other materials against the administration, even if they're not directly related to the issue of confidential funds? You mean that she will present this evidence in an impeachment proceeding? So in an impeachment proceeding, the evidence she can submit is to refute the evidence presented against her, and uh, thus, disproving the case against her. So it has to be related to that. But if she has evidence of any wrongdoing of this administration, she can blow the lid on it. She can do that anytime. And in fact, she can make the presentation, oh, Ombudsman, I have this evidence. Would you like to investigate? Sabi ni Virgie, kailangan bago mag-2028 magkaroon ng kaayusan sa COMELEC. Pwede. So in the meantime, while the president is doing all of this, what do we need to watch out for? Remember how Bam and Kiko won? Tapos a lot of us are saying, paano nangyari yun? Wait, what? Ganon. So I think it's this. The yellows are, how do you call this? Are back in power. At least marginally, they have 2 senators in the in these elections. But Senator Lisa Ontiveros is there also, and recently she said she will make herself available. She's open to the possibility of being the standard bearer in 2028. But she also says they have plans. They're going to organize themselves into a force for the opposition. What does this mean? It means in 2028, ang kalaban ni Inday is the yellows, and they're going to start campaigning now. Ulitin ko ha, they're going to start campaigning now. Now, there's a rumor that says that President Bongbong Marcos actually directly or indirectly helped the campaigns of BBM and Kiko. There's even backroom talk of foreigners, particularly the US assisting in the Dilaws in the last elections. And the fact that they're starting a campaign means they intend to clean up, kumbaga, if the Reds, the Marcos loyalists or the Marcos administration, they're trying to impeach Inday to get her out, the yellows are going to try to defeat her when she runs for president. The Dilaws are also trying to show that although they were assisted by BBM, kunwari, di sila masyadong friends. Now, what is the gain of BBM in helping them get into position? Kasi he knows na assuming that the alyansa or whatever, the administration continues to fail, kahit sino pang endorsohin ni BBM, matatalo yan. So, mag-secret candidate si BBM ng mga Dilaw at he will strike a deal with them na, oy, huwag niya kaming kasuhan pag umalis kami, ha? Yun. Sabi ni Sir Gerardo, magsasawa na naman tayo sa BS propaganda ng mga yellows dito. Yes. So what I'm saying is this, we continue to be critical of this administration and let's put it down in history. In other words, post it on your walls and so on. Lalabas yan sa memories later on and remind people of the incompetence of the Marcos administration. So just in case umabot na tayo sa 2028 and they try to run, we'll be able to say, hoy, we don't want incompetents like you guys to rule over us ever again. Meanwhile, we also watch out for the propaganda of the yellows. Kasi nakaupo sila ng 2 senador. Tapos yung isang senadora dyan, nagpo-proclaim na, oy, willing naman ako maging opposition standard bearer. Diba? So, nag-labas pa sila, meron silang bagong meme. Tungkol daw, they continue to espouse daw yung, yung claim natin over the West Philippine Sea. Talagang bubuhayin nila yung issue na yun para gawing bahagi ng kanilang kampanya for 2028. Kayo ba, gusto niyo si Lisa Hontiveros maging vice-presidente o presidente sa 2028? Ako hindi. Grayman says, si PBBM lang naman ang nakapagbago ng Pilipinas, yung dating tahimik ngayon naging magulo. Wow, talaga ni-repost mo pa. That's your comment in one of my posts sa Facebook. Ito. Sabi ni Grayman, si Honti, paglabas sa meeting ng Pogo Boss, may maleta na. Oos. Hi, Miss Susan. Sabi niya, yay, nakaabot. Been a team replay for ages pa. You're such a blessing to us for always enlightening us and for being such an amazing person. Nax, ma'am, wala pa tayo ba? Na-pressure ako bigla. Sending love from London. Wow. Bucket list ko yan. Shai says, I agree, we should campaign early on and convince more people, but I hope maayos yung issue sa COMELEC. Ay, totoo yan. The anxiety during elections, my goodness, grabe yung nginig ng kamay ko noon para lang di madaya. Not only that, hindi pa nare-resolve yung issue ng mga overseas votes. Di ba? Ang daming hindi nakaboto, ang daming nagboto pero biglang, tsung, maraming tumibalat, ha? Pag ano doon, nakaboto na pala ako. Sabi ni official Pawix, the nerve of reason. Well, make sure bantayan natin yan because you know what they're going to do? They'll continue the paninira. They'll continue to go after Inday Sara. They will continue to rankle us about the West Philippine Sea. They'll dig up itong extrajudicial killings and so on. Ewan ko ba dito sa mga to, hindi na nga umubra yung mga yan. But they're still trying to use that. So ang tingin ko, they'll try to come up with new issues. Kung hindi against the Dutertes, against the people who are supporting them. After all, kaming mga vloggers, we have been experiencing so much action from this government that we have no other way to interpret it except to say that this is harassment. First, we're called to Congress. Then later on, we're called to NBI. Really, when are you going to end? For this, the way I see it, the only purpose for doing all of these things is to shut us up. Fat chance. So, be on your guard. And it's not just Risa Ontiveros. It's any of these yellows. I understand that right now, the movie in their minds is, sana tumakbong presidente si Risa, tapos running mate niya si Bam. Yun, sabi ni Ma'am Abigail, correct, di ako naka-vote here in Abu Dhabi, have tried the online voting registration for the nth time, but it doesn't work. O see, there you go. Sabi ni Ma'am Mamita, tapos 300 Chinese na pogo pinataka sa Clark. O, di ba? Sabi ni Kenneth, simple lang yan. And para endgame lahat sila pag nakauwi na si PRD. Well, if we want PRD to get home as soon as possible, we have to make sure that the powers that be, that government isn't assisting the prosecution in The Hague. My gosh. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to have to change our officials. And so we're looking forward to 2028. Raka Avila says, kahit sino ang itapat kay Madam VP, wala silang panalo. Basta wag lang silang mandaya. Ang problema lang, attorney, yung katandem ni Madam VP. Bakit ginagawa ninyong problema? Hindi po yan problema. Magkakaroon siya ng tandem. At yung mga pandaraya na yan, hindi ba ang solusyon sa pandaraya is to vote? So make sure that we convince more people to vote sa 2028. Sabi ni Ma'am Maria, kung tatakbo man lang silang mga dilawan, sila naman diretso sa inidoro at kailang tutukan ang COMELEC ng mga pinagagawa nila watching from Kuwait, no, to dilawan and pinklawan sa gobyerno. Pinaalala ni Ma'am Lynn, guilt is personal, sabi ni PRD. Yes, it's very personal, sabi ni Madam. Bumubulong ba ako? Kasi to my own hearing, parang ang lakas-lakas na ng boses ko. Sabi ni Ma'am Fleur kasi, parang naka-hotel kayo, bumubulong kayo. He, enjoy Cebu and Cebu Lechon. Wala po ako sa Cebu. Not Cebu po. Not in Cebu. Bukas pakita ko sa inyo kung nasaan ako. Sabi ni Ma'am Marieta, sino yung may sabi? Ano po yung tinatanong ninyo? Sabi ni Jerry, magandang gabi. Kung si Tatay Digong pinayagan niyang mailibing si matandang Marcos at si The Junior Marcos, di niya maisip na si spokesperson anti-Claire Castro kabaliktaran sa pagkaibigan sa Tatay Digong pamilya. Sabi ni Ma'am Rachel, Risa has a bad performance as a senator. It's a joke. If she's running for the presidency, Inday Sara can't be defeated. Yes, but we should not take anything for granted. Always be wary of Miss Hontiveros. And so always create activities to make sure that people will remember the Dutertes in 2028. Tama, no? Sabi ni Moonlight Vibe. Ngayon lang na eleksyon na hindi na-highlight ang vote ng OFWs. There you go. That is so true. Sabi ni Nixon, may di ba pagkakaunawaan si Risa and Lenny? It seems wala silang interaction recently. I don't know. That would be interesting, ano? Sabi ni Ken, ipa-demolish muna ni Risa ang airport ng China sa WPS, baka manalo siya. Nasa screen, Trixie in Cebu? Saan nakalagay yung Trixie in Cebu? Saan po? Teka, check ko yung banners. Wala naman, wala sa banner. Saan nakalagay Trixie in Cebu? Yung, wait, somebody's been messing with my, I didn't put that. I apologize. Let me take that down. Hold on. Ay, mali. Edit name. I'm in Davao. Okay. Ma'am BM says, please don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Sabi ni Mel Guyver, Riza has already lost Mindanao nung binuko siya ni VP. Kaya mag-all out na yan sa paninira kay Sara. Nga eh. Thank you for pointing out the mistake in my name, ha? Ma'am, sino ba yun? Jiro says, keep pushing out the same issues. Each time thinking, it'll make a difference. The fact that they keep doing the same things over and over and expecting a different outcome just proves their ineptitude. Sabi ni Ma'am Soraya, bida-bida at nagpa-float pa ng pangalan yan. Di naman lovable. Daldal lang ang alam. Alice ko, Pogo, anyari. Yan ang talent ni Lisa. Pagkakampi, tahimik din siya. Nagmamalinis kuno, hilig sa chismis. Hi kay Ma'am Susan. The cheese mukbang and coffee offer remains on the table when you come to the UK. I will. Sabi ni Shalini, pwede po bang ma-impeach si Garcia kasi siya pa rin ang nasa COMELEC, sure na mandaraya na naman po siya. At wag na subukan ng mga dilawan, lalo na si Ontiveros, masisira buhay niya. Ay ko! Wag naman natin siyang i-threaten. Pero, make sure that, that understand that they're going to launch a full-scale PR assault on VP Inday and the Dutertes. Mark my words on that one. So, we best be prepared. But pwede bang ma-impeach si Chairman George Garcia? Of course, but it's subject to the same kumbaga grounds. So culpable violation of the Constitution, treason, other high crimes, ganyan. Going to the event this Saturday, sa The Hague, hindi pa po ako pupunta doon. Nahihiya naman ako that you're expecting me there. Thank you, Ma'am Len. So sorry for that mistake. Kinorek ko na po. Opo, pasensya na po, nagkamali talaga. I don't know who put in Trixie in Cebu. It might be, alam ko na. It's because, alam ko na, I clicked on a different parang template. Sabi ni Ma'am Pichu, Risa was a few batches higher than me in Ateneo. We knew back then of her performative activism. She is as fake as press on nails. Press on nails. Nice, well said, ma'am. Sabi ni Angelo, for sure, Risa will seek any support or agreement kahit from the administration. Basta mapatupad lang yung panaginip niya na maging presidente. Malaki na ulo ni Risa. Hi kay Ma'am Blanquita na naginip daw siya kanina. Pag gusto niyong ikwento. Kung mapapansin niyo yung inaantok na naman ako. I really have to start kaya lang I had meetings all day, so I wanted to start early today. Hi Ma'am Glory Lee, she's watching from China. Sabi ni Official Pawix, kung si Risa man lang ang standard bearer ng opposition, it's a walk in the park for Inday. Nice. Sabi ni Cyril, nakakainis nga tuwing may nababasa akong post ng mga kakampings about sa pagboto sa standee ni PRD. Di nila naisip na binoto din nila dati si De Lima nung nakakulong pa at standee din yung dala-dala nila sa pangangampanya. The audacity. You know what's even worse? How badly they treated Laila De Lima standee, di ba? Yung iniwan lang, ganun. Hi kay JJ Lee. Mukhang may niluluto ako, hindi po, may meetings lang. Sabi ni J. Matthew, si Lisa nakahanda yung makinarya niya, hindi yan na-atras, may mga naka-backup na siya. Yep. Sabi ni Julian's World, kwentong barangay ni Joey dati, si Don Gonzales na di tumakbo for any position ay gagawin daw DPWH sec. Baka ito na yung time. Posible. Kasi, sorry. Ang lagay niya, nakatatlong kape na ako. Inaantok pa rin ako. Sabi ni Archie, mas marami po kayong followers sa SOCMED kaysa sa boto ni MR sa Tacloban. Sabi ni Ma'am Janelle, wala na ba silang iba other than Risa? Eh di sure win na si VP. I love your optimism. Any recommendation po kung ano po palang pwedeng gawin para mapagtulong-tulungan natin mga OFWs ang anumang programa para kay VP Sara and 2028 candidates ng PDP. Ay, wala pa nga candidates ng PDP eh. So, dapat mag-usap-usap muna yung mga pro-Duterte groups. Sabi ni Berto, magbabait-baitan muna para sa 2028. Hindi nakuha gusto nila sa power tripping nila. Sabi ni Faye, question po regarding the Limas case, is it not reversal of acquittal? No, it's grave abuse of discretion. There's already a precedent. Sabi ni Kentaro, mixing red, yellow, and pink creates a brownish-orange color. This hue is unattractive on a palette and even more so in politics, just saying. Halimbawa, mapalitan ng ombudsman, pwede pa po ba niya isuspend si VP katulad ng ginawa kay Governor Gwen, gawa ng istorya, baka plan if acquitted? Magagawa naman po yan kahit ngayon eh, but it really depends on the evidence. Yun, sabi ni Win, naalala ko yung standee ni De Lima na iwan sa gilid lang. Paano mag-volunteer sa OVP office? Well, from what I understand, you can write to the office, to the OVP. Excuse me, pasensya na po. 1 hour lang po ang live natin ngayon kasi maaga ako. My flight was really early in the morning. Sabi ni Romel, the Risa strategy. Remember, attorney, nung time na tumakbo siya, di niya tinira mga Duterte. She kept silent kasi alam niya na it will backfire. Pero after manalo sa kabakbak, I think ganun din gagawin ni Kiko and Bam. Sabi ni Ma'am Bridget, nakakahawa yung hikab. Alam niyo ba that anthropologically speaking, totoo yan, yung hikab nakakahawa. There's a theory sa anthropology na in prehistoric times, magkwento pa eh. So sige, in prehistoric times, hindi kasi established yung tradition na in the daytime gising, in the nighttime tulog, and the tribe had to rest. So in order to send a signal to the family group or basta the group of humans that are living together, naging biologically we developed the tendency to get sleepy when somebody yawns. That way the entire tribe would get the signal that it is time to rest. Sabi ni J. Matthew, iniisip ko ano kaya ang propaganda ni Risa. Siyempre may gimmick sila through the help ng mga inaanak niya ng mga reporters. Ay, may ganun pala. Yikes. Sabi ni Julian's World, si Risa at Delilah, sinigawan niya mga yan ng Duterte ng mga tao sa kampanya nila sa Cebu. I think lahat yata ng nasa kabilang parlor na sigawan ng Duterte. Sa akin, we should again go back to our regular programming of organizing activities to remind this administration and any other officials that are, especially those that are incoming in 2028, hindi tayo nakakakalimot, #bring him home. Sabi ni Ma'am Anesha, best tandem for 2028, sila VP Sara from the South with Mayor General Benjamin Magalong of Baguio City from the North. Same advocacy on corruption, anti-terrorism, and anti-drug. Taga Baguio po kayo, please say hi to Mayor Magalong for me. You've always been supportive, ang bait ng family niya. Ako hindi po ako, the math is not nothing there. Sabi ni Kilua, bakit po laging naluloko karamihan ng mga Gen Z at millennials ng tropa ng Dilawan, etc. ni na Risa, yada yada. Sila Risa, Laila, Bam, Kiko. Ako, hindi po ako naniniwala na ganon. Ang tingin ko is they're trying to create a myth na ang mga Dilawan favorite ng mga kabataan. That way, yung ibang mga within that age group will think, "Eh, sila na lang iboboto ko." Parang kumbaga peer pressure or go with the flow, going with the crowd. "Ay, yung mga bata ba, yan ang binoboto. Eh, bata pa naman ako, eh, sa kanila ako boboto." Yung mga ganyan. They're trying to create a bandwagon among a specific demographic. Huwag po kayong mag-alala dun. Sa totoo lang, relatable din naman si VP Inday. Relatable siya sa mga Gen Zs and millennials. They just haven't gotten the time. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure the word will spread about how good VP Inday is at her jobs. Excuse me again. Sorry. Sabi ni Filipino Intelligence, hindi lang DDS kalaban ni Lisa, pati conservative Christian parents because she tried to pass a bill that would allow minors to decide on matters like gender assignment. Whoa! I didn't see it in the bill, pero yeah, I heard even the president was saying na shock daw siya at its implications. Sabi ni EA Motion, I think ang strategy ni Lisa ay huwag munang umatake sa Duterte tulad ng ginawa ni Pam at Kiko. Maybe. Hi, J. Matthew. May kwento na yung kilala kong Gen Z, ayon sa kanila, yung mga guro nila, sinasabi sa kanila na si Kiko at Pam ang iboto nila kung matalino kayo. Wow! Sana sagutin natin. Pero kung mas matalino kayo, vote for Inday Sara sa 2028. Okay, meron pa po bang katanungan? Kasi grabe yung antok ko. Bukas 2 beses ako makakapag-live kasi nga nandito ako, eh. Oh, excuse me. Sabi ni Maraya, sobrang taas ng pangarap ni Risa. Yun sabi ni Ruel, cool weather kasi sa Davao ngayon after the rain. Conducive for sleeping, kaya understandable yung mga hiccup. Pero sunod-sunod kakahiya. Okay. So maraming salamat. Uy, thank you. Sabi ni Ma'am BM, pahinga na muna. Tapos sabi din ni Tugs Tarush, pahinga ka na. Okay po, pero one more comment. Sabi ni Lance, speaking of Dilawans, I was a die-hard Liberal Party supporter noon. But after SAF 44 and yung Yolanda, my family is a victim of Yolanda. Ang nakuha namin sa gobyerno, 10K lang. Oy. Sabi ni Lance pa rin, ang tanong, saan napunta yung Yolanda funds? Kaya galit talaga ako sa mga liberal. Huwag nating hayaan na manalo yung mga dilaw at pink. Okay? So sige po, bukas ng umaga, ipunin niyo po yung mga katanungan ninyo at magla-live po ako uli bukas ng umaga over breakfast if you want. Okay? So, thank you, Sir Danny. Sabi ni Michael, is Ochoa and Rojas ready? I really don't know. Sabi ni Ma'am Maritoni, rest ka po, need ka namin especially with what's going on. Thank you po. And a few more. Sabi ni Malgiver, sabi ni VP sa hearing, tinulungan niya dahil nangungulit sa Mindanao pero after manalo ni Lisa, binanatan niya si PRT. Ay nako, totoo yan. Oh, sino yung nagtatanong ng hikab? Michael says, what is the right word to say after hikab, attorney? Excuse me or sorry. No, pagka you see somebody hikab, you say, uy, tulog ka na, mukhang pagod ka na. Yon. Okay? Thank you.